Hi, I'm Alex Nuno, and today I was going to talk to you about two different products I found. The two products I decided to go with were barbecue sauce. The first one I'm going to show you is a Korean barbecue sauce made by the Lee Kum Kee Corporation. This product is from China. The Lee Kum Kee Corporation is famous for the founder is known for making oyster sauce in 1888. Excuse me. They proceeded to make a number of different sauces, and they're an international brand these days. They deliver sauces of over 200 types across 100 different companies, or I'm sorry, 100 different countries. And they have been globally known as a renowned ethnic Chinese enterprise spanning 3 centuries. It provides many different flavors of sauce, like I said, and this is one of their more popular Korean barbecue sauces. The American barbecue sauce I decided to go with is Sweet Baby Ray's. This is more of an Americanized barbecue sauce. It's from here in America. It was originated in 1985. It's really popular in the Midwest. My family has always used it, and that's the reason I decided to use it for this project. I ended up getting the Korean barbecue sauce at a local Asian food store. It's called Little World Trade Corporation. They're here in town. They've been around since 2005. They have a location on MacArthur Boulevard. I went in there to see a few different products and foods they had, and I decided to go with the barbecue sauce. But they had many different products like foodstuffs, as well as statues and knickknacks and all sorts of things you'd expect to find in China or Asia. And then where I bought the American barbecue sauce was here in town at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is one of the newer grocery stores here in town. It's an extremely large grocery store. They actually even have their own ethnic section with almost any type of ethnic food you could think of. Asian, Italian, Indian, Mexican, just to name a few. We were walking by. So when I was doing research about barbecue sauce, I sort of assumed that the barbecue sauce would be based off, maybe an Asian culture or some other type of culture just because of their history and how much of an older country they are. But when I looked up sort of the history of barbecue sauce, it actually seems like it originated here in America in the 17th century. The first time the word was heard in writing and stuff that we can find seems to be around the settlers in the 17th century in America and France. That's where we first started seeing the words barbecue sauce. And over the next 200 years, it's sort of evolved into what it is today, with different regions having different flavors, like the vinegar one for South Carolina, and all sorts of different sauces for different parts of the United States. Now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why and how the Chinese American cuisine has sort of come into our culture and why it's so popular and why this is a good product for America. I looked it up, and it seems like that the Asian food culture sort of started in San Francisco in the early 1900s, when a lot of wealthy Chinese people would want to eat at a restaurant and they had to find places to eat. So that's when they started forming these sort of Americanized versions of Chinese food. That's where we get a lot of these like stir fries and chop sueys that were popular in here, but they're sort of a variation on Chinese culture. But the Korean barbecue sauce is actually is based on a Chinese recipe, and it is from China despite being called Korean barbecue sauce, which I found surprising. At the end here, I just want to do a little comparison of their ingredients and talk a little bit about how they actually taste. The Korean barbecue sauce, I'm going to give a quick run through the ingredients. It starts with water, sugar, soy sauce, salt, caramel color, dehydrated garlic, yeast extract, spices, sesame oil, modified cornstarch, sesame seed, and a few types of different acids, as well as wheat and soybean. As with most products, have contained some small amount. And then let's look at Sweet Baby Ray's. The first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, distilled vinegar, tomato paste, modified food starch, salt, pineapple juice, benzate as a preservative, molasses, corn syrup, garlic, sugar, tamarind, and natural flavor. So you can see that the ingredients are semi-similar This one seems to be more of a water-based, and it tends to actually, if you notice, use a lot more real ingredients, which is, a lot better for you actually. But the first ingredient is water, and the first ingredient in this is high fructose corn syrup. And now for the actual taste. What I found is that the Korean barbecue sauce is not very sweet. It tastes more salty, like a soy sauce, like a teriyaki sauce of sorts. It says, when I looked up and did a little more research about it, it's mainly used in red meats and porks, but it can also be used in chicken. And it's a little different than, this is more of a marinade. You put it on before you cook the product, whatever you're going to make, and you let it sit in this for a long time. You can put it on after for extra flavor, but it's not really considered like a dipping sauce or a sauce that you put on cooked food. It's more of something you put on after. Whereas Sweet Baby Ray's, this is more of a barbecue sauce for cooking before. You can marinate food with it. It goes well with anything you could think of, chicken, steak, burgers, anything that you'd like barbecue sauce on. And with the name Sweet Baby Ray, you can tell it's going to be a very sweet barbecue sauce, especially with the ingredients, like caramel and pineapple juice. You'd expect it to be a very sweet barbecue sauce, and it is. So despite both being barbecue sauces, they're both used differently. Like I said, this is more of a marinade, whereas the Sweet Baby Ray's is a sauce that you put on and dip in and stuff like that, as well as how different they taste. Their uses seem to be very different as well. So right now I'm going to come back to you here in a few minutes with a taste testing with a few of my friends, and I'll see you in a sec.